程系统第3代传感器实验。5、4、3、2、1。中控中心核心区域，石杰伦办公室。
安娜。
系统所有的在线用户全部被锁死，登不出去了。如果锁死不解除，这些用户12小时之后就会全部脑瘫化。
这团是多少人
？27。
你要把我黑进去，我的 VR 人物被我爸爸杀了。
你以为就你的强大吗？
日大佬今天世界安装了毁灭程序。时间不多了，只有50秒。你们这群败是你让我第一次感受到，爱是真实的。我觉得我自己是最孤独的孩子。我们一定要加紧了，要不然救人就来不及了。
What would you give to see the new country?
I would give anything.
Don't worry, you won't feel a thing.
Has anybody ever told you that you have a very unique eye?
Hello, everybody out there in internet land. My name is Troy Bernier, and I'm with the Miami International Science Fiction Film Festival. And we have a special in store for you. We've got a proto-molecule Yule log. Okay, this thing is going to be burning up something for the next foreseeable minutes. And we're going to have some really cool interviews with screenplay writers and filmmakers. It's going to be a good time tonight. To start off, we have, where is he? Mr. Chris Griffin. How you doing, Chris?
I'm doing pretty good. I've had a relaxing weekend, and this will be a nice way to cap it off.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about where you're from and a little bit about your, well, actually, before we get started, I've got to do something a little special for you.
Yeah, definitely.
Colonize This is the name of your screenplay.
That's
where
great.
A subterranean bug monster in human disguise lays down the foundation for invasion, only to be seduced by the evils of capitalism and friendship. Wow, that's a real winner. Man, tell us a little bit about where you're from and what inspired you to write this.
Well, I'm originally from Windsor, Ontario, Canada. I currently live in Toronto. And yeah, Colonize This was an interesting story because I'm involved with the science fiction and fantasy writers group in Toronto.
Oh,
and we occasionally do these one-shot anthologies where we write short stories within, like, you have to write, edit, and submit the short story within a 24-hour period of time, which is a great challenge. So I wrote wrote for this one where the theme was colony. So I came up with Colonize This right on the spot. I had no idea. I just sat down, the clock started, it came to me, and people enjoyed it. So I thought, I'm going to turn this into a feature screenplay version because I'm primarily a screenwriter.
Right. Cool. No, that's neat. How has the reception been for the screenplay? How's the reception been with the festival circuit?
It's been pretty good. It was kind of an afterthought. There was other screenplays that I submitted with priority, like older ones, and I won some awards with those. But with Colonize This, I did win best. I think it was comedy science fiction screenplay with the what was it called? The it'll come to me. It's a really boobs and blood film festival.
Okay, good. Would you be willing to chat a little bit about some of the characters in the screenplay?
Yeah, sure. The main character is named Caliper, and he is, as the synopsis says, a subterranean bug monster, which I called the Guyot, and he's a very special breed of Guyot called a Ramatode, who's born with the with full sentience, with like a mind of his own, with desires of his own, and it's his mission as part of the hive to, infiltrate other species, learn their ways, and then bring the information back to the All Mother so they can, invade. But he's set out to the surface with humanity, and he finds things that are a lot different than he's accustomed to, things that kind of mesh with his own personality. He develops genuine friendships. He develops a passion for, developing his own business enterprises, and becomes extremely successful doing all the things that other people would just find disgusting, would not want to touch. He's got that edge. He just enjoys everything that's horrid.
Let me turn the heat down from this fire here. The radiation is just killing us over here. Oh, yeah, there we go.
I hope you don't get any plasma burns.
Oh, yeah, it's serious, man. I'm scorching everywhere. So, well, that's pretty interesting. So tell me a little bit more about what's next for you. What's next?
What's next for me? I've been developing a dark comedy feature film project for a few years, and I'm going to have to get back to that at some point, trying to find producing partners. But I've also just been writing a lot during the pandemic. I wrote 2 feature screenplays during the winter. One is a horror science fiction. The other one is sci-fi comedy.
Right.
And yeah, I'm just trying to weather this pandemic, and I have no idea what's going to come next.
Well, let me leave you with this. You ever heard Misery Likes Company?
Yeah. Misery and I, we've had plenty of sleepovers.
Well, do also realize the inverse of fear and misery is hope.
That is true.
That's what we're all about here. So you're in good hands.
Good to hear.
So we're gonna have a blast, these next several days, and the festival kicks off soon. And don't run and hide, up there in Canada. Do realize that you've got a direct line to us. And at any opportunity you want to get on the microphone and tell us a little more about what's going on with you and your screenplay, you're going to be welcome to do that.
Well, it sounds like a phenomenal like festival. I wish I could come to Miami for it.
Well, the good thing is you're alumni, so you could always come back.
That sounds good to me.
Okay.
Excellent.
Fabulous, Chris. Thanks so much, and we'll see you again real soon.
Yeah, thank you very much.
All right. How's that, internet people? That's a lot of fun. Next in the rotisserie here is going to be Heather. Hi.
Hello. How are you doing?
I'm fine. How you doing, Heather?
Doing good. Can't complain.
Good. Can you tell everybody a little bit about yourself and the name of your project?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm Heather Halstead. I'm an Austin, Texas-based filmmaker. My film is FTY, Failure to Yield, and I'm super excited to be here.
Awesome. Real quick, before we get too deep, I must make sure I have the trailer queued up. 1 minute here. So you're in Austin, Texas, which is a nice town over there. Some good people. I'm sure you. Well, I hope you know some of the folks that are in the sci-fi world there.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I can't list off any names for you right now, but
Other Worlds Austin is a real nice sci-fi fest.
I haven't had the chance to go there yet.
Okay.
You know, pandemic has kind of sidelined a lot of things, but you know, they're on my list, so I'm excited for that. And Fantastic Fest and all those sorts of stuff like that.
Awesome. I'm a huge fan of Austin. I really like the food there. It's lots of I think a place called Styles, one of my favorite places that I've been.
Yeah, Austin's great. I moved here in 2012. I'm originally from San Antonio, so not far away, but the cities are very different. So I'm a big Austin fan, especially when it's more than 5 degrees outside, like it was last week before.
Yeah, I remember your note on the craziness that was going on with the weather. So tell us, and because of that, of course, we're very, very happy that you're still here with us, and you're on board, and we're all going to have a whole lot of fun together.
Absolutely.
So, tell me a little bit about the film, or do you want us to drive into? Matter of fact, let's drive into the trailer. It just loaded
Let's do it. Let's see that trailer.
I exist in between and only in between.
You got what you wanted. The machine is mine.
I need an India. I have a serial number.
No! What?
Holy smokes! Yeah, I can tell you that is one of my personal favorites. I really enjoyed the film. I thought the costuming and some of the choreographic fighting scenes and stuff was pretty neat. I don't want to give away too much, but just give us a little broad background of what we are about to encounter with this.
Thanks, I really appreciate that. It was a lot of fun to shoot. It was a big challenge. So the premise of the film is set in the distant future, and there is a border area between two warring city-states that is patrolled by these androids that are designed to kill anyone who tries to cross. And the android in question is starting to come to sentience as she meets someone that needs her help, and we kind of go off from there. I don't want to say any more and spoil the ending, but we shot it in the desert of El Paso, Texas. That was a lot of fun. A lot of our first time out in the desert shooting something like that. So, and I just love shooting action scenes. So it was a lot of fun.
Neat. What were some of the challenges that you guys faced?
So the first day we were out in El Paso, we had 60-mile-an-hour winds, pretty much for most of the first day.
No fun.
It was insane. We didn't have the opportunity to cancel and reschedule. We were on such a tight schedule. And I never realized wind could be inclement weather because I've never lived anywhere that had crazy winds like that. So, any kind of light modifiers, anything like that was just totally out of the question. We couldn't even put up tents to give people like reprieve because the wind was so bad that no matter how much we sandbagged them, they would just get torn apart.
Wow.
It was wild, but it was a learning experience.
Is that a normal occurrence for El Paso that time of year?
I don't think it's not so normal that it was something we could plan around, but not so weird that it's kind of in the middle, It's just it is something that happens, but it's not like a every week occurrence or anything like that.
Okay, man. Well, what's some of the nice things that happened that were exciting, that occurred while you were producing the film?
Absolutely. The fight choreography was just a ton of fun to do. The actors did their own choreography and their own stunts. And it was just a lot of fun, and everyone had a lot of energy, and everyone had a really good time in learning how to do the stuff and how to make it look great on camera. And we just had a great time filming that stuff.
What was the shooting time frame? How many days did it take?
So we were 4 days in El Paso, and then we shot all the interiors back in Austin a few weeks later for 2 days. So 6 days total.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Good.
And I'm going to tell you that once we got into the studio in Austin, it was like we could do anything. After being in El Paso for 4 days, being in like a soundstage place where we could control the temperature and control everything, it was a godsend.
Yeah. So, has there been a festival circuit, or are you just getting started?
Kind of just getting started. We did screen at the Colorado International Science Fiction Film Festival, which was also an online festival, and that was great. We always, everyone prefers to be in person, but we're doing what we can. But otherwise, I like the film was finished in August, so kind of right when everything was like really just in the middle of pandemic stuff.
Yeah.
So it's going a little. We're picking up steam.
Yeah. Okay. Well, do know that a good film gets easily a year festival run, many times 2 years. So that's not uncommon. There are lots of really good sci-fi festivals out there, and we will always reach out to folks and tell folks where good places to send their films. So you'll be hearing that from us.
Fantastic.
As well.
I love that. That's great.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Heather. And do you have anything else you want to leave us with?
Just I'm super excited to be here and looking forward to seeing all the other great films. Thank you very much. Appreciate you.
Till next time. There'll be more opportunities to chat.
Sounds great. Thank you much.
Thank you. Bye for now. Oh, man. This is getting exciting, isn't it? Let's have a quick, tiny recess. 1 second.
我们是地球殖民舰昆仑山，是带着希望的人类殖民舰。我们的任务是到达彼岸。对着深空，你们真的是毫无所知。
Qu'est-ce que c'est?
Ça Ça, c'est un cadeau de ma femme.
Oh, je vois, un souvenir.
Ouais.
Ils vous laisseront pas garder ça.
Hein?
C'est la première fois? Moi, c'est la 3e fois. J'ai pas eu beaucoup de chance jusqu'ici. 2 femmes, un homme, tous avec un boulot en moins. Un comble, quand même. Non?
Well. That was the clip from Anomaly. And before that was Deep In. And then we had Cash Printer. All cool films. How you doing, Melissa? How's it going?
Hi, good. Good to be here.
Indeed. Melissa Mars, thank you so much for joining us. And yours is called The Last Touch.
Correct.
I want to cue everything up. Apologize. Let's see. Last Touch. Oh, that's a very nice, short but sweet sci-fi short. Very important and has lots of relevance to today.
Right? I
real
didn't
quick,
do it on purpose.
Yeah, just folks out here. A couple struggles to keep their love alive in a world where technology has replaced intimacy and human touch is deadly. So, with that said, tell us what inspired you to write this, and first tell us where you're coming from with the last name Mars. Please.
Well, from that planet they're trying to re-explore again right now. They're looking for me, but I'm here on Earth. That's what they don't know.
Anyway.
I'm from France originally. I was born in Marseille, the south of France, and I moved to the US a few years ago. I was in Los Angeles, and then I moved to New York a couple of years ago, and that's when I shot actually The Last Touch. I'm an actress and singer-songwriter as well. And in acting class, actually, our teacher, Anthony Abison, was defying us and challenging us to write, direct, and or act in a story about our world today with social media. And I went to bed to try to sleep on that, like ideas about it. And I couldn't sleep, actually. I didn't fall asleep. I was kept awake with this vision of the world that was 2 years ago before before the pandemic, but also, as the social media and the phones and all our devices are really taking control of our lives with us letting it happening, So yeah, I came up with that idea, very simple, with one location, just 2 actors, with me and my partner, James Casey. And we shot it in one day with the cinematographer, Yaniv Glazer. And from being a project from class, it became like this short movie that, in the beginning, that was just a short movie for a class, as we're saying. But the idea was so exciting. Like when I showed it, everybody started to compare it to Black Mirrors and concepts like that. And the idea started to develop in my head of going further with it. So I was going to keep it as a proof of concept. But when the pandemic happened, and I had been developing the story further, and I started seeing people lining 6 feet apart, which was a world I had started imagining with, the inability to touch each other. Right. It really scared me. And I started to look back into the short and decided to complete it, like with an original music by Steve Schultes and a lot of people who helped me finish it and complete it into where it is now. And then festival submissions.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I remember when this came in, and not to go into too much detail, but I do remember this, and I said to myself, man, we're getting a lot of these films that have these themes about everyday society. This year, I guess it's the theme, do you remember love? We're getting a lot of romantic, sci-fi romantic / social commentary. And it's good. So you've done a good job with this, which leads me to ask you, how is it done in the festival circuit?
So this is the third festival, but that's the first one in the science fictions, niche, which I'm really excited about. So it's really an honor. Like when I got the news, I was so happy.
Oh, mademoiselle. So then, and this is something that folks need to understand. You can produce science fiction in such a way that even though it's a sci-fi, a non-genre, a non-fantastic film festival will also pick it up because it really speaks to everybody. So it's so that means it's highly marketable. And
thank you. Yeah.
Mobile phones, if you ever heard of Clubhouse, everybody's trying their best to get on that thing.
Yeah, I recently heard about it. That's interesting.
I can send you an invite. Anyway, so
yeah,
because it's hard to get on. You have to have somebody that's already in it in order to get an invite, and you have to have an iPhone to use it. So.
Oh wow, that's very select. I like that.
I forgive myself for that product placement, but anyway. So once again, social commentary is a really good job, and that's great. So. If I may ask, what's next for Ms. Moss?
So, there's the Midwest Weird Fest that's coming up, and then there's Miami Science Fiction International Film Festival the week after that. And I'm continuing the submissions. I'm also working, writing other stories and editing a short I shot actually in Algeria.
Oh, wow.
That's more of a horror kind of story. So working on different projects, and hopefully I can complete them and continue my road as a storyteller.
Well, definitely keep us in the loop with Algerian horror. That's definitely would excite us. And hang around at the festival. There's going to be a lot to do, a lot to see. And
I'm so excited about it. The trailers look amazing. That I've seen.
Yes, and
so
there'll be more opportunities to interview, especially when we have our step and repeat. That'll be a lot of fun.
Cool. I'll be there.
All right. Thank you so much, Melissa. We'll see you again.
Thank you.
Cheers. Okay. We have Mr. Aaron Harris.
Hey, how you doing?
I am fine. How are you today?
I'm doing well. I am really, really excited about the Miami Science Fiction International Film Festival. Sorry if I butchered the name like that, but I'm really stoked about it.
Well, we're very, very stoked to have you.
Appreciate it. Really do.
I'm seeing that it looks like the sun is still shining over there. Where are you, Aaron?
I am in Greater Los Angeles.
Okay.
Or Los Angeles, or Diet Los Angeles, as some people might say. I live in Chino, California, which is like 40 minutes out, but it's still Greater LA. I originally wanted to, when I moved out here to the West Coast, I originally wanted to be like in your traditional LA area, but like my film, I know we're going to talk about it in a minute, I actually do have 5 children, and I actually do have 2 sets of twin boys. And so I needed the space, and I also needed the affordability. You know, LA, it has a lot of space, but then the affordability in a lot of areas for kids, it's not necessarily there. Where I'm at right now, there's still a lot of new development. The place that we're living at right now, no one's really ever lived on this street before, so I'm very happy.
I don't understand.
Well, in Chino, there's a lot of new development, new property development. So
infield development, but Chino is surrounded by city, right?
It is, but then Chino originally, and still is to this day, kind of dairy country or dairy area, and there were a lot of farms.
What county are you in?
I am in San Bernardino County.
Okay, you're out west.
Yep.
I'm sorry. East. You're out east. My dad is in Colton.
Okay. Yeah. Hey.
So, but I don't remember Chino. Are you closer to Fontana?
I am. Riverside? I would be closer to Fontana. My wife actually works out of an office in Fontana, so I'm closer to there than I would be to LA if I had to take a drive somewhere.
Of course, yeah, of course.
But
what about Rialto?
I haven't been, so I'm not sure. I haven't been to Rialto.
I don't remember Chino being so close. I thought Chino was closer to LA. Okay, but anyway, let's get on to H Squad, where a father attempts to teach his 5 children the value of using their superhuman abilities more responsibly. One of his children, however, needs to learn that lesson the hard way. And, you know, folks don't know that we have a children's session on Saturday mornings. So we show children's films on Saturday mornings. And it tends to be quite exciting.
Love it.
Which is why you're one of the films that popped up, and we said, "Oh, this is good for a Saturday morning cartoon." Can we show the trailer real quick?
Absolutely. Fire away.
Hold on. You want to tell us a little bit more about this?
Yes, yes. So, like I was mentioning earlier in the open, that that's real. People say write what you know or create what you know. I do. I have one. My oldest daughter is the only girl in the house besides my wife, and we do have 5 children, and there are 2 sets of twin boys. They all have what might be categorized as special needs, and I choose to look at them as superhuman abilities. And I wanted something that they could see that would reflect that reality. So I created a show that not only just reflects, them from a diversity standpoint, but just from a, if they ever get bored with something, I can always throw 8 Squad up on screen and they're into it. So I created it mostly for them. But then I said to myself, I can share this. I can start, going on film festival tours with this, or making a film festival run with this, because outside of like the Proud Family, I can't really think of another family oriented show with an African American family, or with a Black family just in general. Which, I mean, if you want to count Boondocks, sure, people have brought that up to me. If you want to count that, sure. But like that family, that wholesome family, like you said, the Saturday morning cartoon.
Right.
And the funny thing about the Proud Family is that there are science fiction elements in the show. People think of it as sort of your typical show about, African American issues, which it has that. But Al Roker is like a dark wizard on the show, if you remember.
I watch it. I have a 5-year-old, so I do watch the show.
Yeah, Roker is like this weird magical wizard like character.
Yeah.
So it's
an old show. Proud Family is early 2000s, if I'm right.
Yeah, that's the other thing too. It's just I hear they're trying to do it like a revival for Disney Plus, but that's it though. Like you can't really think of any other. So I was really inspired to make those, and which is surprising to me because I'm less SpongeBob and more Avatar, more Dragon Ball Z.
Good. SpongeBob is no.
Yeah, I'm less Fairly Odd Parents, and this is kind of more of a Fairly Odd Parents, sort of, at least from an animation standpoint, it's like that. Right. So, I don't know if I rambled on a little too much, but that's pretty much the genesis of how it was created, why I created it, and thankfully why I have an entry in this year's film festival.
I can tell you this, Aaron. There is, it's wide open with opportunity. Okay. If people who just turn their cameras on, their 3-year-olds to 5-year-olds, and just act out opening up packages in the house all day long and eating pizza, and are making, 40 million views on that video a year. There's a lot of opportunity. Okay.
Yeah.
There's a lot of opportunity.
Yeah.
So, so I think you're on the right track, and in my opinion, it's just a matter of just rolling it out into a series and getting some support to market it, because I think there are a lot of hungry eyes out there, in my opinion.
Well, I appreciate that. I'm glad we have like minds in the way that we share that. You mentioned to someone in another interview about the hope aspect of doing, and I can really appreciate that.
Yeah, in most parts of the world, we've taught people over the decades how to be good cynics. Cynicism hasn't played out too well, has it?
Nope. Nope.
So anyway, with all that said, it's awesome show. Look forward to having it in the children's schedule. Children's schedule, I think, is 10 to 11-ish. 11, there's like a 90-minute session on Saturday morning, and it's paired with a science conference.
Okay.
So we have a lot of science shorts, micro docs. We have a gentleman, Thaddeus Sassari, who's going to be there from NASA, giving a little talk on the James Webb Telescope. So that's a whole nice block of educational activity before the madness that comes on the after 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
So that's our contribution to society on that side of the spectrum. So listen, we'll see you again. we'll see you again, and don't hesitate to show up the next time we got more interviews and step and repeat.
Yes, sir. Troy, thank you so much for what you're doing. I appreciate being part of the festival. Can't wait till next Saturday.
Okay, Aaron.
Have a good one. Peace.
Cheers. Bye now. All right. All right. Привет!
Привет, Troy. Как дела? Hey, how are you?
Good, man. Good. So, man, we had a technical with that previous interview with you, so we had to bring you back.
Yeah, my pleasure. I'm just happy to be here, humbled to be here. It's a great honor and a pleasure to be part of the festival.
Well, we got to let folks know that you are a finalist at the screenplay contest. I'm sure you saw that advert that went out.
Yeah.
And your screenplay is called Monitor. And Monitor is this. In the science fiction thriller Monitor, you are either connected or you are deleted. Privacy is a crime enforced by deadly axons. But when Axon Eric Maddox is disconnected from the network by a mysterious woman, he learns that she is part of a much larger plot to overthrow the system. Now Eric must decide whether to upload his oath to the government or join the revolution and fight for freedom.
I love the way you read that. If this becomes a big budget Hollywood movie, man, we're calling you up.
Yeah, well, you got to sell it, man. You got to sell it. It's so important. So I'm real curious, though, because you've got a very, very interesting biography. Can I elaborate a little?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a journey. Go ahead. Yeah.
Oh man, this is a second interview, but you lived in Russia or wherever the State Department sent you. So, thank you for supporting the state. God knows we'd be a deep poodoo if we didn't have a good State Department.
Thank you for saying that.
You have previously served in Pakistan, Tajikistan. You got to tell us about the food over there. The country, Georgia, and Zimbabwe.
Yeah.
Okay. But Zimbabwe is right next door to where they made that thing called Halo, the movie Halo, something like that.
Yeah, the South African, the whole South African film industry is just exploding. Yeah, Zimbabwe's neighboring. I think a lot of the young Zimbabweans, they leave Zimbabwe and go work in South Africa. That's what I hear. That's the rumor. I don't know. We got to talk to people. But Raised by Wolves was filmed in South Africa, I think.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of stuff was filmed in South Africa.
Mm-hmm. And it shows here that you were a Peace Corps volunteer in Kyrgyzstan.
Yep.
So
that's where
you picked up all that tongue from the Silk Roads.
Yep, that's where I learned Russian, and it's done good for me.
Awesome. And that was back in the early part of the turn of the century. So that was I'm sure that was a very interesting time.
Yeah, 1999, I joined the Peace Corps, and the internet was really back then. Remember, it was like Yahoo Mail, and
static pages,
MySpace. Yeah, there wasn't a lot of information about Kyrgyzstan back then. So I got on a plane 2 weeks after I graduated, and I really didn't know where I was going. It was an incredible.
What school did you come from? What school?
Boston University. Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Great place. Great time of human history to be coming out of Boston.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's nice. And you've also crafted 2 graphic novels as well, and a short comic, Kingdom of Ashes, included in the Geometry Literary Magazine, as well as a short comic called Monsterly, which was an award-winning Guan anthology acquired by Marchiosa Enterprises. And there's Arrowhead, which is a sci-fi adaptation of Moby Dick, which will be published by Lucha Comics. That's congratulations, man. That's great.
I've been really busy. I think the pandemic was a chance for me and a lot of writers and artists to just kind of, buckle down and get to work, and just do a lot of creative and interesting things while you've got the time, while you're stuck at home. Just write,
Yeah. I think that from what we've seen, with the festival, we have seen just a massive amount of content where we never thought we would see some of the submissions, just the magnitude of submissions have come in over this past year. So I'm just impressed with so much content, which is very heavily driven around just social commentary. It's science fiction with social commentary, the way it was done way back in the past.
Yeah. Oh, who's that? Hey there.
Yes.
Can you read me story?
That's going to be after, right after I talk. Yeah.
How much time?
20 minutes.
Okay, well.
Okay. All right.
I want to talk to Granny.
All right. You go ahead and talk to Granny. All
right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
You want me to open this for you?
No, it's okay. It's okay.
No, I want to open it.
Okay, go ahead.
Yep. The joys of lockdown.
So tell us a little bit about the screenplay real quick.
Yeah, so the screenplay actually came out of my graphic novel. So I wrote and created a graphic novel called Monitor, and Monitor was drawn by this really amazing artist in the Republic of Georgia. Her name's Elizabeth Mechidze. So I wrote it, she drew it. This incredible colorist from Poland named Łukasz did all the colors. And, the graphic novel came to life last year. And then with the pandemic, I thought, why don't I try to write a screenplay? So, Monitor is my second screenplay. And, and what's great about writing a screenplay based on my own graphic novels, I get to fix all the mistakes, like all the going back to read the graphic novel, I found all the plot holes and all the things that I can make better and improve the pacing. So it's only my second screenplay, but I've got that helped me get some momentum. Now I've got more screenplays coming. I've got a screenplay for Monsterly, screenplay for Arrowhead. It really opened the door for me. So
you've got a lot in the pipe. You got a lot in the pipe, man. That's impressive. That's impressive.
I'm busy. Life is short,
That's impressive. So, it doesn't make sense to me to ask what's next, because you already told us what's next, because you got all of this stuff in the pipeline, which is just going to produce all of this additional content for you that you'll be able to monetize. And that's
I hope so. This is a new world for me. I started off as a photographer, and I did some playwriting. I wrote and produced a play in New York City, and then I transitioned into comics, and now I'm transitioning into screenplays. I hope to get a movie or TV show produced, but this is a whole new universe for me. So I was thrilled when I found out that I was a finalist. I was really, really psyched, really pumped.
Well, that's really impressive. That's one of the most impressive things I've heard about screenwriters this year. There's so much that you have in the fire. That's what we hear from people who are already making like six figures on their screenplays, on their work. So that's good job.
Thanks. Yeah, during the pandemic, I had extra time. Everybody has those novels that they want to read before they die, but it's hard to get around to. Moby Dick is one of those, right? Where like everyone wants to read it, everyone knows about Ahab and the whale, but few people have actually read it. But I was on lockdown, I was at home, and I reread it twice actually, and adapted it into a sci-fi. So that's something I'm really, really excited about, because it can bring literature to young people, to kids my son's age, 13, 14, 15, who maybe can't read Moby Dick. They'll be able to get into this sci-fi called Arrowhead. So that's one of the things I'm most excited about in the coming months and years. Yeah.
I have a feeling that the system's going to crash. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, the system is winding down. It looks like everything's about to crash.
All right. Every 45 minutes or so, should we jump off?
No, it's not that.
Okay.
I open it for that.
Thank you. It's not that. I tried to share your poster, and it just locked up.
Okay.
And when it does that, it's just collecting what's going to shut down. And but if it does happen, it's going to pop right back up and jump in. So it hasn't done it yet, but I know from experience this is what's coming.
Yep.
So so that's pretty much it. Are you still there, or did you lock up?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here. No,
Everybody's
great.
locked up.
I'm excited about everybody who's part of the festival, and can't wait to see some of the films. And yeah, I'm here in Orlando. It's too bad we have to be
Okay, we're gonna
virtual
do a
this
hard
year, but I
reboot.
hope to be part of the
We'll
festival
jump right
again in the
back in.
future.
There we go.
All right.
So it fixed. So that's where we are. And Damien, thank you so much. There's
Great.
so much I'd like to hear about regarding your travels, but maybe another time during the festival we'll have a quick time to sit down and chat about it.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'd be happy to. We'll be in touch. I'm actually here in Orlando. I would have loved to have been in Miami for the festival, but like everybody, it's not going to happen. But
I know.
Yeah.
Okay, everybody, we're going to just take a quick 2-minute break. All right, and we're back. Okay. Well, that was a close one with that techie issue, but we resolved it. And next we have Samantha. How are you doing, Samantha?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Thank you. And let's pull up your film. Samantha. Wait a second. Samantha.
Yes.
Last name is
Brennan.
Brennan?
Yes.
So it's not a film. You're one of our finalists. You're one of our screenplay finalists. Double.
I didn't know that. Wow.
Well, aren't you the person that just flew back from Southeast Asia or something like that?
Yeah, that's me.
You just got here.
Yeah, I did.
You were traveling for at least the past 2 days.
Yeah, I landed last night.
Okay. And you were in South Korea. You were in South Korea, correct?
Yeah, I've been there for 4 years.
Wow. So tell us what was going on over those 4 years. What were you doing? Besides
I was
writing
an
this,
English.
of course.
Yeah, I was an English teacher there. for 4 years.
Very, very good. And how did you like your stay there?
Oh, I loved it. It was really amazing. And I was able to write on the weekends and learn about the culture and meet new people and have new experiences. So it was a really amazing time.
That's very, very nice. I'd like to bring up, we're going to bring up your poster here. That's it right there. Double.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
Okay. Hold on one sec. There's one last thing that we have to bring up here. Where's my... I just had it here. Hold on. Double. Cooper has never seen the light of day. Raised in a facility run by the corporation Geminis, Cooper and hundreds of others wait each day to be selected to go to the outside. When the girl he is in love with, Zoe, is selected to go to the outside, she promises Cooper not to leave without him. However, Zoe grows sicker and sicker until she suddenly faints on the cafeteria floor. As a result, something inside Cooper emerges, and he does what he has never done before. He fights back. After he escapes Geminis, he crosses paths with a girl named Nova, who takes him to safety. As Cooper adapts to the real outside, he realizes a dark secret about the purpose of his creation. There was never going to be an outside for him. Oof. Oof. Well, I can tell you the screenplay judges definitely gave you good marks because you are a finalist.
Oh, I'm so happy to hear that. Thank you so much.
That's a big deal. It's a big deal at the festival. And, we're not physical this year. Otherwise, you'd have an extra perk on top of just my reading it from you. Mm-hmm. And, so what we normally do is we perform a page of your screenplay on stage.
Okay.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit more about you, Samantha, and the screenplay and what inspired you to write this.
Well, my family has like a pretty long history with certain diseases, usually cancer. And so what I wanted to do was I wanted to take the element of using clones as organ donors, which, has been done in the past, but I wanted to add another layer to it where people are preparing to prevent a disease. So like, say you have lung cancer in your family, you would have a clone and you would take the clone's lungs, and then those lungs would be cancer resistant and you would never have that problem in your life.
Right.
And so I wanted to use that, and then I really like the YA genre, so I wanted to use like younger characters that maybe would be like high school age, and then I wanted to have like an overall diversity to it and have people with certain disabilities and more representation. And so I kind of merged that all together into my script. Hi. Oh.
All right.
She's so cute.
Thank you. 5 years old. Anyway,
5 years old.
So tell us what's next, and where are you going with this now?
I entered it into several screenplay contests. I wrote it last year, so I entered it a bit later in the year. So I've only heard from 2 so far, the Montreal Independent Film Festival, and it was an official selection, and then this film festival. So I'm really happy with how well it's done so far.
Wow. That's good. That's very good. And we see a lot of screenplays that have the opportunity to, they just get passed around from screenplay to screenplay and submitted. And it's very nice and warm that people are willing to send their screenplays to us. We don't have the big name like some of these large entities out there. We're sponsored by Final Draft, which is what's very nice. And there's a nice prize for first, second, third, sponsored by Final Draft. We're very kind. They've been very kind to us almost since the very beginning of the festival. They were our first sponsor. So, whenever we recognize screenplays that stand out, and when I say stand out, this is for everybody to really understand. We have screenplays that have been around since the very beginning, since we first started judging screenplays, that are still being discussed today, and we're in year 8.
Wow.
Okay. Okay.
That's amazing.
and our to be honest, the first recipient, Helena Durrett. See, I can't forget her name. She actually is in the festival this year, and she just won Final Draft's big contest.
Wow. Oh, the big break, Final Draft big break.
Yes.
Wow.
And we're so proud that alumni come back. We're happy that alumni come back. So it's like a family. And we tell folks that a selection, when you're selected at MECFI, it's a really big deal because the competition is fierce. It's intense. So to be selected is a good thing. To be a finalist is even better. And of course, first, second, third, that's the icing on the cake. Mm-hmm. But so to be a finalist, it's like being nominated. You already won.
That's amazing.
You've won, because of the competition. It's a big deal. So with all of that, Samantha, thank you so much for coming out with us, and we look forward to having you with us for the rest of the festival. And don't forget to join us on the Step and Repeat.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. Bye for now.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. All right. We have 1, 2, 3 more folks left. Killian. Hello, Killian.
Oh.
How are you doing?
Absolutely. I'm fine. It's Monday morning, so I'm actually kind of at work.
It's really early Monday.
30 minutes out.
It's really early Monday morning, right?
No, it's not so bad. No, it's 10:50 here.
That's not too bad. That's not too bad. Your trailer here, I don't know if I can bring it down. I really want to play the trailer. Give me 1 second.
Sure.
Let's see if we can play this. Before we get to this, so Killian Muster, tell us a little bit about where you are.
It's actually muster, like Worcester sauce.
Like muster, like you would muster in a ship, like a ship. So, everybody musters to the deck.
Yeah, it's actually muster, like Worcester sauce with an M. I'm German.
Muster.
And well, if you look at the background, apart from the poster, I'm in Japan. Actually, I've been living in Tokyo for 23 years now.
Wow.
So that's and just a second. I'm getting a really bad connection right now. Sorry. So living in Japan and working here as a designer, and this is kind of a hobby, and actually more like I'm hitting the midlife crisis now, and this is my to deal with it, I guess. I finally want to kind of realize a dream, and I always wanted to do some kind of movie animation series, actually.
Yeah.
And,
yeah.
This is like the pilot for the series.
What kind of design? What kind of designer are you, Killian?
Oh, it's all over the place because I'm so old. I started back in typography, print matter, then went to Japan. The internet happened. Yeah, I'm that old, and I got into web design. I got into interactive design. It even did video for broadcast and corporate video for 5 years. Now I'm more kind of doing design thinking, strategic design, innovative. It's not really visual design anymore as work. As main work. But I always loved drawing comics since I've been little, mostly European style.
Yeah.
And so I thought, well, we want to do animation one day. And so this time I made it for real. I had some time with COVID and kind of thought like I'm getting 50 this year. So really, if I don't start now, it'll be never.
Yeah. No, I understand that. I understand. Wow. So you were able to, because a lot of the, you made this, and this is not amateurish in any capacity. What you have, and I'm going to show the trailer here, but what you have really compares. It can be compared with a lot of stuff that we see on TV. That's what I thought it was when I first saw it. I said, "Wait a second, this is a TV show or something?"
Thanks.
So,
Thanks.
sometimes
that's maybe it's all me. That's the thing. I don't have a budget and I don't have a schedule because I got work, so work a day, and so I thought I couldn't work with a team because I'd be too unreliable because it'll be done when it's done. That's my current schedule. And so I thought I got to do everything myself. So it's writing the script, doing the designs, all narration, all voices, although I'm not a native speaker, that's really hard to try to hide your accent as much as you can. And even try to do impressions in a non-native tone is hard. But I think that's like it's sci-fi now. Most of the actors are aliens anyway, so if you have an accent, who cares?
And you played all of the characters.
Yeah, all of them.
Wow.
I did a little bit of cheating though. I mean, the main character, I lowered Mold, who is this tough guy. I lowered the audio a little bit with an effect, but I kept it in just very minimally, so it doesn't really sound like it's it's like a weird effect or anything. It had to sound natural.
Sure. Okay. Well, let's play the trailer here.
Mm-hmm.
Something's coming. Get ready. This ride's got everything. Running, more running, hand to hand coming. Identify yourselves. Let's shoot.
Fungus and mold.
Yeah.
Pixel Blast. That's really neat, Killian.
Thanks.
That's really neat. So what has happened since you've produced this? Have you sent this also into other festivals? How's that played out for you?
Yeah, I've first started to send it to all the free ones because I don't have a budget. But I went also, I mean, I just thought like a bunch, just see. I mean, I had no idea whether this is good enough or anything, so I just thought let other people judge, And so I got 2 prizes. One is the Phoenix Monthly Short Film Festival, which is actually not in Phoenix, Arizona, but it's actually in Richmond, Canada. There I got a Best Animated Short for November last year. And I got another one, Outstanding Excellent, at the WRPN.TV Festival. And now, is it me sci-fi, you say, or is it me sci-fi?
Me sci-fi or Sci-Fi Miami.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a different league, so I feel really humbled and honored to be selected.
Yeah, a product like this, you would, of course, any genre festival is going to pay attention to this. But on top of that, there are animation festivals, and the quality of your work, like I said, this is something that would be on a lot of the cartoon type networks that feature stuff. This totally falls right into it. The story is good. It's got a good story. It's more adult driven, but for us, we're not playing it in the children's section. We're playing it in more the adult section that would like it. We actually have a couple of animations that fall into this category that it's ideally suited to be in the program slot with them. So I love it. It's good. It stands out. It's got a nice story to it. I like animated type material, so I think you're on the right track with that. So I would say I'd be shocked if
very happy to hear that.
Get a lot of traction on this. It's pretty neat.
That would be great. Yeah, for me, I've just been, slaving away in my man cave and had no idea what level is and whether people even would want to watch this.
Well, how many of these do you have?
Kind of rewarding and humbling to hear people say this is good.
How many?
I'm working on episode 2. It's just such. I mean, I found. So yeah, I want to do a whole series, at least one season, and a season with about 10 episodes or so. But I have no idea how long it'll take me.
Well, you got to speed that process up.
Working on episode 2.
You got to speed that up.
I know.
One of the secrets to this is to really hunker down and be able to produce content at a fast enough rate for it to be acquired.
Yeah. And that's the biggest crux for me, because I have a day job and it's actually paying well, and I wouldn't just want to quit that for us.
No,
something else.
So you're gonna have to get help.
I mean, when is the point to shift the focus from getting serious with this versus sticking with my well-paying day job, and that's another big challenge here, to balance two. Yeah.
All right. Well, listen,
I'm really more than happy that people think this is worthwhile.
We have to say now that we really like your work, and we look forward to you spending time with us. I apologize for the delay. There's a real strong delay right now, but we look forward to seeing you again later during the week, and as well as for the other interview opportunities. Okay.
Yeah. Thanks.
All right.
Thanks
great.
for having me.
Thank you so much. See you again.
Good. Thanks. Bye.
Okay, folks, we're just going to take one tiny break, and we're going to jump right into our next two guys. One tiny break. Well, Mr. Lombard.
What's happening? Can you hear me?
Good. How are you doing?
Pretty good. How you doing, Troy?
I'm doing well. It's in the late hour here, and we've got another awesome filmmaker with a really interesting film.
Thanks.
And we have here Democrisaurus. Where's my thing here? Hold on a second. Democrisaurus. That's the right pronunciation? Democrisaurus?
Yeah, that's right. Democrisaurus Rex.
So, whereabouts you coming from, Mark?
Kansas City, Missouri.
Kansas City, Missouri.
Actually, Kansas City, Kansas.
Kansas City, Kansas. Okay. And your film here is a short. It's a short film. And I can tell you when this came into the into our pool, there was a whole lot of chatter over the wireless.
Oh,
this
good.
movie is about the U.S. war room watches in awe as their mutant super weapon lays waste to the enemies of democracy, blissfully unaware of the escalation they're causing abroad and the growing unrest at home. And it couldn't be more clear. So tell us a little bit about yourself, what inspired you to produce this film, and why, really? Or you know what?
Well,
before we even really do that, we need to seed it. We need to seed it by letting people see what in the world is this man talking about. Hold on a second. Holy smokes. Internet's been real busy.
Yeah, mine was skipping. I went down to the basement. Now I'm directly under the router. I'm hoping it.
Well, it's not you. It's not you. It's the internet itself. Because I'm on fiber optic.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got Google Fiber.
There's something else going on. I think it's just a lot of people on the networks. Networks are busy tonight. Whatever's going on in the internet world.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
No problem. Oh, jeez.
Hey.
There it goes.
Oh my goodness. Wow. Mark, what was going on, man, that had this happen?
Well, I used to write little comics for a zine here in Kansas City, and they were like 2-page comics that I do. And so this was like 10 years ago.
Right.
So I wrote and drew them, and I had this idea, but I couldn't figure out how to fit it into 2 pages. So the idea has probably been around in my head for, I don't know, a long time. And then I was writing. Then I joined a screenwriting club. I wrote a couple long screenplays that I wanted to make myself. And they're like, "Well, how are you going to do the special effects?" And I had no idea. So I wrote this short, and basically used it as a way for me to learn, After Effects and
Sure.
filming.
Sure. But more importantly, what inspired you to, this is full of, and not to give it away, just breadcrumbs, but it's full of so many different, parody ideas that happen not just happen in the day to day in American history, but in, like a homage to, some of the wild films of the 70s and 60s, Dr. Strangelove,
Yeah. Yeah. I wanted to be kind of a Dr. Strangelove meets Godzilla kind of thing, and the whole thing spans 40 years.
Yeah.
So on paper, I wasn't sure it was going to work, and I had to age everybody, and I like wrote in JFK and Reagan, and I was like, I was just going to find actors just to play them, and then like the whole deep fake craze came around, and I was like, well, maybe I'll give that a shot, and it turned out pretty good.
Yes, it did. Oh my goodness! Wow, that's hilarious, man. How has the feedback been? With the festival circuit, how's the film being received?
I mean, I've gotten into, I guess this is maybe my 5th one, but it's hard to tell, how it's being received, because I don't, you're not seeing it in person, and you're not talking to people. So you're like, this is probably the most hands-on festival I've been a part of, where like we've actually spoken, and you're actually talking to people on the chat line and stuff. I don't know. So I wasn't sure how it was doing, but I'm happy to hear you guys like it. So that's
Oh yeah, man. It's this like I said, when this first came in, anything that happens, I always get a report, and one of the judges said, "Hey, there's a film that came in. You got to look at this one immediately. It's
cool.
completely off the wall. You're gonna cry laughing." And we watched it together, and yeah, I was just cracking up, man. It's just bizarre. Totally.
Yeah, I tried to like put in a bunch of it starts out kind of like Twilight Zone.
Yeah.
And then at the end it becomes more, I don't know.
It's like Twilight Zone meets Mel Brooks meets Apocalypse Now meets Kaiju.
Yeah. I tried to do a lot of homages. Like I guess the director's cut, there's another scene at the end,
right.
And I don't know. There's kind of that he destroys the earth. Well, I don't want to give it too much.
Don't give it away. Don't give it away.
But there's a kind of a monologue that the girl gives that was kind of from the end of Beneath the Planet of the Apes. If you remember that.
Yep.
Where it fades, where it hits the button.
Yep.
The world's destroyed, and then there's
Dr. Zeus was right.
Yeah.
Dr. Zeus was right.
Yeah.
Oh man. Wow, that's pretty good. Well, is there anything on the horizon that you're looking at?
Well, I got another short. I'm probably gonna do. It's another kind of wacky one,
Yeah.
and hopefully I'll get into your festival again. Maybe I can go down there this time, and then I got a kind of a feature I'd like to make.
Well, let me tell you this much, Mark, and the time where your work is out and you're going to festivals, your people are asking all of these questions. You need to have, okay, you need to have in your hand what's next. It's got to be at the tip of your tongue, so you can tell people right there and then, hey, this is what I'm working on. I need help. I need some money. If you like this, because this is the time where you can get where the greatest height is, because you've got something out right now, and this is going to be in the festival circuit for some time. I can tell you that right now. It's going to be in the festival circuit for some time. What does that mean? It means at least a year. If you got to send them in. It's not going to just happen overnight. You have to send them into festivals. And one of the tricks to sending films into festivals is sending them early, so you're not paying 2-3 times the price.
Yeah.
Right. That's one way to keep the budget down. So because it's a film that underground festivals are going to play it, genre festivals are going to play it, horror festival will play it. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a lot of viewership. And the big push nowadays is horror and sci-fi. Those are the two big. That's the two big ones that push right now. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, listen, Mark. I really enjoyed our time.
Yeah. Thanks for having me. I'm real happy to be part of the festival. I'm looking forward to seeing all the films. So
awesome.
They look great.
Yeah, we're gonna have a good time with this. We'll have a good time. Okay. See you again.
Yep. Take it easy.
All right. Bye for now. Hello, Mr. Fell. Ashley Fell. Uh-oh. I think they're not here. Okay. Lucas Zopi.
Hello, Troy.
Hey, how you doing, Lucas? Did we interview you already?
I'm fine. Yes, I received the email, but I didn't know it was the same interview that happened last week. So
yes.
I am realized that now, actually.
Well, it's good to see you.
It's good to see you too, Troy.
You're down in Argentina, so we look forward to seeing your film again, and there'll be more opportunities, as you can see.
Yes. Interview take 2, actually.
Yes. Okay, buddy. See you again.
Yeah. All right, Troy. Goodbye.
Ciao. Hello.
Hey, sorry, how's that? Is that good? Sorry, you couldn't. Can you hear me?
I can hear you fine. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing pretty well, thank you. I like your background. Is that are you in deep space right now, or?
Well, it's never that, man. It's I'm in the Lagrange 2 orbit, because that's the only way we can monitor the festival worldwide from here.
Oh, that's cool. Must be. Do you, at a Lagrange point, do you have zero gravity? I guess, just like in orbit, or does anything weird happen there?
No, there's little to no gravity, but we install gravimetric plating, right?
Oh, okay. That makes sense. Yeah.
So it works very well.
So, yeah, well, it's super great to be here. This is my first fully online festival. So it's exciting.
Well, yeah, we aim to please. We try real hard. This is our second time, because this happened when we were at the beginning of the pandemic, and we had to close our physical operation, and then we quickly scrambled and had the virtual one. So that's just where we are, and hopefully it won't happen a third time. I'm really hoping that it wouldn't. So starting out, tell us a little bit about you, and tell us a little bit about the screenplay, Chimera.
Okay, well, I'm a filmmaker. I'm from the U.S. originally. I was born in New Orleans, and I went to school in Texas. But then I moved to Mexico. So I'm in a town called Guanajuato, where I have a film production company, and we make a lot of commercials and things like that to pay the bills. But we make a lot of documentaries about culture and stuff. But I'm a big sci-fi nerd, so I've been wanting to write for a long time, and I've kind of I guess the pandemic gave me a little time to kind of put kind of finish up a bunch of things that I'd had kind of half done for a long time, and the film, well, my screenplay is the story of a guy. This kind of based on my own story. About 10 years ago, I was in a motorcycle accident, and I got gone 30 years without any broken bones, and I got a whole bunch all at once. Oof. And yeah, so I was just trying to count my blessings and just stuck in the hospital waiting to get kind of put back together.
Yeah.
And I got kind of this idea of what if somebody was just kind of worse off than me? What if somebody had been paralyzed and had no kind of hope and was just kind of stuck in this nightmare situation? What kind of devil's Faustian bargain would they do if kind of a mad scientist showed up and offered him some really unethical treatment if they would be their guinea pig? So anyway, that was kind of where the original idea came from.
Wow. Yeah, I'm reading here, if I may. Gene is a talented musician with a zest for life. After a motorcycle accident leaves him paralyzed, a mysterious doctor offers him an unorthodox experimental treatment. Abruptly, Gene finds himself a prisoner and an unwilling guinea pig at a clandestine clinic. Deep in the jungle here, Gene must fight to save a group of exceptional children whose bodies are seen as raw material by wealthy men and women who gladly pay in the blood of others to extend their own lives. Yes, that's another serious one. So, what has been the reception of your screenplay so far?
Oh, well, so far I've been accepted at, let's see, I was in the, what was it? The Be Afraid Festival in Italy, which that was also just online. So that was kind of cool, but they didn't really have as nice a presence or follow-up as you guys. And right now I'm also a semi-finalist in the Midwest Weird Fest, which is coming up. So I'm looking forward to that too. And I've got, anyway, I'm just starting to kind of think of, aside from festivals and contests, just kind of who to send it to in terms of producers and things. Because I come from, I mean, I work in film, but I work in documentaries. So if I show up with, this kind of science fiction thriller, a lot of the people I know aren't really they're like, cool, right on, but they don't know what to do with it. So I'm kind of putting out feelers to.
Right. Well, do know that, one plus you have with us, Ashley, is that your screenplay is a nomination with us. You're a finalist.
Oh, that's super exciting. I'm just really happy that you guys liked it.
You're a finalist, so that gets, to be a finalist at Sci-Fi Miami and Misi Fee, you got to be really good, man, because we've got a lot of competition here. There's significant competition. So that's a really good thing. It's basically like winning. Okay?
Well, I feel good.
So as far as festivals or screenplay festivals, of course we'll share some ideas with you. We definitely will.
Cool. Looking forward to it.
It's not the same as it is for film, but there are a lot of film festivals that have screenplay festivals. We were probably first to mix the two. And that was 7 years ago. We're 8 years old, but it was our second year that we started accepting screenplays. So there are opportunities and there are ways to push them out there, and we highly suggest you network with folks here. We have I know I mentioned it earlier today, Miss Jamie Lee Smith. She's one of the folks in our film market side that will be happy to speak with you about your project.
Oh, great! That's very exciting.
Yeah, so you'll get a chance to see when she's going to be on site, and you just schedule some time. And if not, definitely attend her talk. She's got a lecture. That's the best way to start off. She has a lecture, and she'll provide plenty of information to help out.
Oh, cool! I'll check it out.
Okay.
Great. Do you have? I've got a question.
Absolutely.
For you. Is I don't know. Was there anything that kind of I don't know that stuck out? I always I don't know if this is the right place for it, but any place that you didn't understand or anything you'd like to know more about this the Chimera story?
Well, it's up to you if you want to talk more about it. Okay, first of all. Second of all, as far as the constructive criticism, you are aware there's a screen report coming.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
That's okay. That's super.
It's a little bit behind schedule because of all the mess that's been going on, but there is a screen report. I am not the one that writes this. These come from the judges, but every screenplay that's submitted gets a screen report. It's a 1 to 2 page report. That's all part of what we do. So you'll be getting that, and it has a lot of information about pluses and minuses.
Okay, well that's good. Well, what I found while I've been writing a lot of the feedback I've gotten feedback from a couple festivals where I wasn't accepted, and some of it was very that was like prior to the draft. So actually, a lot of that was very, very helpful. What I put in prior to the draft that you guys have, I think it was a lot of improvements because they kind of kicked my butt. Like I didn't understand this, I didn't understand that, and even at first it felt really, really brutal. Like, oh, they don't like this thing I put my whole heart and soul into, and I'm like, wait, well, if they don't get it, what am I? That's my fault. If the people don't get it, I want to take people places, but
and this is not the place for me to open up your file.
But don't worry.
I do have it.
Okay.
But our folks are instructed not to say just I don't get it. There's always why. Otherwise, there's no value. And partly it's because I'm also an academic. So there's you can't just say no. There's a why attached to that. And one of the highlights, which sadly we don't really have it here, is that typically the filmmaker, the screenwriters also attend the festival alongside with the screenwriters. I'm sorry, the screenwriters attend the festival alongside with the filmmakers, and this is what's happened historically. And when that happens, you basically meet the judges who attend. Some judges can't come because of their distance or wherever they are.
Yeah.
A few do attend, and you get some cuddle time where hand in hand, and you discuss your script. That's one of the highlights when someone attends the festival. Typically
typically you would pay for that level of service. But when people attend the festival and they come, then they kind of get a little bit of this. But we might be able to arrange something, going forward that could give people some additional exposure and interaction, which would make it worth their time as far as script development is concerned.
Oh, well, that sounds cool. I mean, being a filmmaker and being a science fiction, wanting to get into science fiction film, kind of sometimes you kind of need to break barriers, because I think filmmaking is a very technical. It can be a very technical business.
Yes.
But finding somebody who's passionate about it, finding somebody who really wants to engage and loves the same stuff that you do. That's what I love about film festivals from other things. What's great is just meeting people. So that's been really hard this last year, is not getting to go, because I've had a couple other projects, short documentary films and stuff just kind of miss that like you said, the cuddle time, like just getting to hang out with people who are into the weird stuff that you're into is so valuable. So this is a lot of fun right now.
And Misi Fee, we historically, it's always somewhere between 40% of the films are represented at the festival. So typically, like I think the last physical festival, we had 88 films at the last physical festival, and there was over 40 films represented. That's a lot of people that just that would fill up a small theater. Before, a luxury theater may only have about 60 seats, so it totally fills it up. So the only thing we can say is that there will be some time where you'll be able to network with some of the screenplay judges, and we don't give. Sometimes we typically don't give who the judge is because of anonymity and protective. We have things. But when someone attends the festival, physically attends the festival, they're going to meet some of them. That's a given. It's a given. So going forward, at the very least, attend Jamie Lee's lecture. I'm sure it's during the week. It might be during the weekday. It's not on this. It's not on the schedule. I know it's going on the schedule tomorrow. So we'll take it from there. Okay. And if anything, just reach out to me and I'll make sure that you get connected.
Okay. Well, I sure appreciate it, and thank you very much for having me on. And I'm looking forward to getting orbital or getting into the Lagrange point with you guys.
Okay. Awesome. Sounds good, Ashley. Thanks so much for coming.
Thank you. You have a good night.
You too. Bye-bye now. All right. We have two more. Joanne.
Hello. Hi, Troy.
How's it going?
Not too bad. It's late here. It's 2:30. 2:30 in the morning.
You should have come earlier. You're just hanging out.
I was working and I've driven 2 hours home. So I've had a long day today.
What were you doing that takes 2 hours to get home?
Well, I'm sort of between London and the sea now. So I was working in London. I work in broadcasting, and I drove home to the sea today because I finished. So when I'm working, I stay in London.
What sea are you referring to? The North Sea?
Margate. So we are closest to France.
Holy smokes!
On the edge. But it's nice when you get here. But yeah, I couldn't really fit. I had such a busy day at work. I couldn't fit you in earlier, and then.
My goodness!
I tried.
What, Southampton?
Say again.
Is that going towards Southampton?
Margate. So it's near Dover. That might be the White Cliffs of Dover. So that's
I've seen them from my ship.
Yeah. If you see it, it's called Thanet, and it's a little knob on the side, and it used to be an island, so it kind of attached itself. You look for Thanet, and there's Margate, Ramsgate.
Yeah, I'm seeing it here.
Can you see it?
That's where the okay. So where is Southampton?
Southampton that's quite a way.
Well, that's the other way.
Yeah, the other way. It's the other side, isn't it?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it. It's almost the same distance, though.
Yeah, but the other way.
And in between is Brighton. Yeah, that area. I know the area from. I used to work over in Hull.
Okay.
Yeah, in Hull, England, and that was our main port for our seismic operation. We used to work offshore in the Ravensburns fields, BP fields, and they sent us from there to Nigeria, to Port Harcourt. So we had to sail through, and we saw the White Cliffs and all of that, which was nice.
White Cliffs are over. Yeah, we've got all chalk. It's kind of because it was an island here, so it's beaches all the way around, and the White Cliffs as well. We've got chalk.
And you could see some sort of rapeweed or something like that. It was called yellow, real yellow.
Yeah.
I guess I forgot what they use that thing for, but
they make oil. You can have rapeseed oil.
Rapeseed oil, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very nice. Very nice.
But I'm a Londoner, really. But a lot of the artists have moved down here. A lot of the artists that were getting kind of priced out of London have moved here, and there's quite a buzz down here. It's quite nice. Quite a lot of creative people.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So tell me a bit about your music video. You're the first person who's a music video producer who's actually being interviewed this season. Nobody else has knocked on the door with us. We're telling them to come, and we have some awesome judges who are part of everything. Wait a second. Wait 1 second. Something just happened. I'm talking too long. 1 second. I'm just running my lip for too long. Okay, everybody. Same link. Use the same link to come in. Same link. Okay, we're just going to keep the show going. So, to make a long story short, we've got some awesome judges: Giovanni Busci, Paola Rochetti. They're some awesome music video designers and motion graphics people that I know they produced a music video for Korn, popular band, and all of that. So you're going to be in good company. So tell us a little bit more about yourself and cue introspection.
So it is a music video, but kind of a little short, silent movie, I would say.
Right.
It's about a guy who goes on a surreal journey, I'd say, through the subconscious. But it was kind of inspired by Alice in Wonderland. So I think it's kind of that surreal fantasy kind of journey.
But it has a trip hop feel to it a bit.
Yeah, because it's a hip hop track. So it's a rapper called Morrison Ford, who's from South London. Okay. And yeah, he it was interesting because my friend Suki owned this really cool space in East London, and it was like a basement of like a large store, like Top Tiles. It sold tiles, but like a massive, but it was kind of derelict, and he'd made it into a cool space where he'd done events, and some filmmakers used to use it. So I was in there, and then I was listening to Morrison's tune, and the idea just came. Right. But then I had to go to Morrison because he didn't have any videos like that. you know, he would have the normal kind of hip hop videos, you know, and
wow.
But he was on board, you know, he got on board, and it was great.
That's
It was
that. No,
great. He
that's
came
that's
on board. We
pretty
had fun.
So what you
Yeah.
know, I'm a huge fan of London, not just London, but you know, UK style music. You know, I'm a fan of Portishead, Massive Attack,
Oh yeah, love those
the,
bands.
you know, anything that's trip hop oriented. And you know, we have Wax Taylor with us this season.
Oh wow.
You know, he's like one of the I think he's the current flag carrier. You know, so I'm so impressed with the lineup this season. You know, and so you know, you send yours in, and it's really awesome stuff. You know, so I'm going to ask you, what are some of your musical influences?
God, complete range. Yeah, complete range. I mean, I do listen to a lot of hip hop, but
I'm saying trip hop instead of hip hop.
oh, trip hop. Yeah, it's trip. Well, it's kind of mixing over. It's weird. I think it mixes over. Hip hop. Yeah, hip hop takes us lots of influences in, and trip hop obviously is a more mellow.
Yeah, it's just a spin. It's a spin-off.
Spin-off.
It's a
Yeah.
derived. You know, cool hangout. You know.
Yeah.
You know.
But I love those bands you're talking about. Massive Attack. They're the
Met him a couple times.
Yeah.
You know, when I used to work over there in England and all of that, I used to hang out a little bit longer during my stay and go to the Dog Star in London.
Yeah, Brixton.
Yeah, Brixton.
That's a cool place. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, 3 o'clock in the morning, you crawling out of there, you know, getting a kebab, trying to walk home. You know.
Yeah. It's a shame. It's just everything's so stopped at the moment. You know, it's crazy.
Yeah. Well, it'll get better. You know, historically, last time it took 3 years to get better. Here we are in year 3. Is it going to take 3 years for it to all get better? It might, but I think we're on the other side of the curve, and
I do.
Hopefully, it starts to get better. You know, come around the later half of the year, that it eases up, and you know, things start moving back into a normal, you know, reality instead of this bizarre sci-fi horror we're living in. One of our sessions is called 28 Months Later and the Rage is Still Coming for You. You know? It's got a crazy lineup of films. It has Lombard's crazy film in it. So
I'm looking forward to seeing the films.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, it's I think it'll be a great party when we're out. When we're finally out.
No, that's good.
Yeah.
No, that's great stuff. Great stuff, Joanne. Is there anything you'd like to add? You know, something, or you know, what's next, or you know, some of the.
I was supposed to make a film, so I made a short Monotony, which is I should send it to you actually. That's a fantasy type dystopian fantasy thing. That was like 3 minutes. I made that a few years ago. And this, I was supposed to make a longer thing in the beginning of this year, just as we locked down, which is about 15 minutes. So that was the plan this year, to do a longer one.
Okay.
And then do a feature. So I feel like I need one more longer piece, but all of my films have been sort of silent. So this had dialogue. So just moving slowly. Yeah.
But it's good to challenge yourself with that.
Yeah, just to challenge more until you're ready, you know.
Yeah. Okay.
So.
Good stuff, Joanne. Thanks so much for hanging out with us.
Well, it's been fun. I'm glad I stayed up. God, you can barely see my eyes. I'm so tired. But yeah, it's great to see you.
Okay.
Hopefully when I'm more awake.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Troy.
See you again.
Cheers. Bye.
Cheers. All right, folks, we're going to be continuing. We're going to be continuing on for the rest of the night. And we've got a few more people that we're going to be, actually a lot more people we're going to be speaking to. So it's going to continue at least for another hour. All right. And next is Mariki Neidstadt.
Yay.
Hey, how are you?
Hi. Good. How are you?
Very good, very good. Did I pronounce your name properly?
Het is Niestad. Marieke Niestad.
Oh, Niestad. Niestad.
Yes.
Awesome. So tell us, Marieke.
This is Finn.
Your film is A New Present.
Yeah.
And tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're coming from, and a little bit about your film.
Well, I'm a director. I'm coming from DP, from camera. So I made a change into directing. I was camera and directing, and now I made a change into directing 2 years ago. So this is my second short film that I shot. New Present. It's about a father with his undying love for his daughter, and one day something terrible happens, and he's trying to do anything he can to how do you say it, to solve it again, to undo it, to undo what happens. So that's a little bit.
But when I was saying, Marieke, when I said where you're coming from, I was referring specifically where are you?
Right now I'm in LA. I am from Holland. I just arrived here 2 weeks ago. Yet I do live here and I do live in Holland, but I couldn't be here for 13 months because of this COVID stuff. So I have to work. So that the embassy gave me a waiver and I could be here. Yeah, so happy to be back. So happy.
Wow, good.
Yeah.
Good. So you were able to fly in, and can I ask how did you fly over with whom?
It's KLM. It's a direct flight from Amsterdam to LA. It's about 10 and a half, 11 hours.
Wow.
So the plane was almost empty. That's very relaxing. Yeah, because nobody's allowed to fly to the States. You're not allowed to fly unless you are an American or unless you have a green card. Then you can. But or unless you are me and you get a waiver. But that's something.
Wow.
So yeah.
Yeah. Well, I was definitely, not to give much away, but when I was watching the film, I said to myself, okay, the film is from the Netherlands. Did you shoot it in the Netherlands?
Yes, we did. Yeah.
Okay. Man, that's some awesome cinematography.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, she used to be my camera assistant. And I was having lunch with her a year ago, and I had a really big feature film going for me, and then that didn't go through. So I was a little, I really want to shoot something because I was working on this feature film for 7 months, and then we had trouble with a writer, and well, something happened. Oh, I'm like, that's my film. And I was having lunch with my assistant, and she said she had an eye on a camera. She said, I have an option on a camera to buy a camera. What shall I do? Shall I buy it? And I said, well, if you want to make the transmission from going from assistant into DP, that's a very good investment to have a camera. And because then you can just go shoot. And if you go get the camera, I've got my lenses, you can use those, and let's go make short film. So within a month, we were shooting this. We shot it in 2 days. She did an amazing job.
What kind of car is that?
This is a Volvo. I don't remember on what year Volvo.
I don't think I've ever seen that in the States.
No, probably, yeah. It's nice, huh? Yeah, it's an amazing. The location was just incredible. This was what I was looking for and beyond. It's from 1870 or so. So it's very old, and it was just perfect. It was perfect. The car was already in the garage too, so we could use it.
The car came with the garage.
The car came with the garage. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cool. And this is a film with a runtime under 10 minutes, and you put together a nice story.
Thank you.
And along with the actors carried it quite well.
Yep.
So,
First time for the
anymore, I'm
little
going to
girl.
be giving stuff away. So,
No, because it's just so short. Yeah, but yeah, I'm happy with it. I'm happy with, like you said, how it looks like. And my sister did the production design. I mean, she did the art department, and it were all friends. We were just all friends shooting this little film in 2 days.
right.
And it's
Can
such a
you
nice little story. It's a beginning, middle, and the end, and that's what I really like about this script.
can you say what was the inspiration behind all of this? What inspired you to make this?
Well, what I do is my other film as well, which won a lot of prizes. Another short film before this one. That was a drama. And what I just do is I go in on Inktip or on Script Revolution if I want to find a script, and I'm just gonna look for a script, and I read and read and read and read and read so many scripts, and this one it just touched it really touched me, and like I said, it's like a little movie. It's just because it has the beginning, middle, and the end. And what a lot of times I miss in short films is this little round story. A lot of times the ends, or it's I find it very difficult to find good little short scripts, and this one just touched me, and I asked the writer if I could make it, and got the rights, and we went off making it. And then I realized it's sci-fi. I didn't even realize while I was reading it. I mean, I realized, of course, but it was so natural or so logical. I don't know how to say it, that I forgot it's sci-fi. But it's yeah.
Yeah, because it's once again, don't want to give, but the mysterious is at play, and the mysterious is at play, and that likeness can be looked into the Outer Limits or the Twilight Zone. You've got this mysterious that you don't understand what in the world's happening, and it's a oh my goodness moment. So that's the play, that's the sci-fi play. So and I think you did a good job at it, because most people aren't going to, it catches everybody.
Yeah, no, that's good.
Good job.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So what's next? What's next? What's
oh
coming?
Man, I'm working on this such a wonderful big feature and film it's going to be in India, and it's looking really, really good. That's why I'm also here. It really looks good. It looks like we have the finance done. We have an outlet. We have it's such a beautiful story. So it's fingers crossed. I think I know within 2 weeks if we're gonna shoot it for sure or not. If we are, so that will be my first feature film.
Wow, that's good.
And going to India.
Where did you say that it was shooting?
India. It's gonna be in India.
India.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, it's such a beautiful story. It's a true story, but I found that script as well. I found this script as well. So you just can go if you want to go shoot something. You're looking for something, you can just go and find beautiful scripts out there. There are some beautiful, well-written scripts just laying there, and nobody does anything with them.
Yeah, I say this to a lot of filmmakers. There's so many already really good stories available, that already prepared, already been vetted. That's what the studio houses do.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I'm not making this up.
Me neither.
So, I think you did a good job with that, and
Thank you.
Congratulations on your next piece. Is it already money in the bank? Money in the bank for you?
It looks like, yeah. It looks like. I think we know for sure in about 2 weeks if we have it completely, if it's there. But everything looks like it's a go, but you only know for sure when you are
Right.
shooting the first day. Then you know
And
for sure.
is it fair to say that it's going to be a science fiction, or is it going to be different?
No, it's drama. It's drama, and it's like a real Indian story about a little girl from the slums that got sold by her mother, and then she'll go. I'm not going to tell the rest but it's beautiful. It's yeah.
What
I don't know.
what will it take for me to convince you to turn that into a sci-fi spin?
I'm not going to do that. That will be really strange. Then the story will suddenly be completely different.
Well,
But
before you finalize that, I just asked you to make sure you watch the 4 sci-fi films we have from India this year.
oh, you do have from India? Oh, that's nice.
We're the first to get these types of science fiction out of India.
Oh, that is so cool.
Yeah,
That is really nice. Yeah.
they've joined us, so
That is
it's
nice.
happening.
It's
It's doable.
happening. Yeah.
It's doable. Yeah.
India is taking over.
Well, I'm not saying they're taking over, but I'm just saying that they've joined the club.
Yeah, that is fantastic. That is nice. I will check them out. I'll check them out.
Yeah.
Is it in Hindi or in English?
Let's see. One's in Hindi. It's in Bengali.
Mm.
Well, the opening film is in Bengali.
Ah.
Yes. Which is another derivative, from all the people over there, because there's so many different languages. They have as many languages as we have zip codes.
Yeah, that's true.
So, and the second one is English. It's made in it's Latvia, but it's Indian. It's an Indian cast, Indian lead. The lead is from India, but it's set in Latvia.
Okay.
And the third one is in India, and it's in English. The fourth one is also in English.
Good.
So,
how many films do you have in there?
Including you, it's 120.
Wow. That's a lot of films.
It's a big deal today.
It is. It is. Thank you
deal.
so much. Thank you so much for doing this as well. This feels really good because it's such a pity that we cannot be there.
We would have had a good time because the weather's good too. Oh man, we got good weather this week.
Here too. We have good weather in LA too. But I just love going to festivals, and this year it's been, it's going on the internet. But I think you do a really, really nice job on doing this and being so visible. It's not just you just not put the films on there and see you later. You really make something out of it. It's really
we have to have some fun. We have to have some fun.
good. Yeah.
Okay, well, listen. See you later.
See
Next
you
time
later.
during the festival, and don't hesitate to get behind the mic and talk with us again. And
Okay.
please make sure you participate in the stand and repeat. We would like that.
In the what? Sorry.
The step and repeat.
Step and repeat.
Yeah, that's where you have the board behind you with the logos and all of this, and
Oh, really?
get your shots. We're gonna do that.
Okay.
All right.
Do that.
But it's going to be in video. Okay.
Good. Great. Thank you. Have a good evening. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Bye-bye now.
Bye.
Hello, ladies. How are you?
Good. Thanks for having us.
Thank you for coming. And
Honor.
This is, that's a really good film, Beyond the Eyes. That is
Yeah.
something. Yeah. Hold on a second. My computer is. Oh, please don't act up again.
Technology is always fun to work with.
Well, the computer is just freaking out. It's tired. I really worked it very, very hard, and
We've been watching for a little bit, and it's been great hearing from all of the directors and all the people involved with the films.
Good, good. I'm glad you're enjoying it. And,
Thank you.
That's Shelley Russell. So who's who?
That's me.
Shelley
I'm
Russell.
Shelley Russell, and then this is my sister Pauline Russell. Yep,
Hi,
director, and I'm the producer.
Yeah. And let's see. Got a lot of information here. Lots of credit. Okay. California State. Where are you guys from originally?
We grew up in California, the San Francisco Bay Area, East Bay, if people are aware, know of the area.
That's East Bay is Oakland side, right?
Yes, Oakland side. Yep, exactly.
A lot of time. You're familiar with the AGU conference, the American Geophysical Union Conference. A lot of conferences at the Moscone, so it's okay. The Moscone is like flagship location in San Francisco.
Yeah.
It's a massive GDP impact to the community there. And every December, I would try to go over there and have a good time and share my science with the world. It's like Star Trek: Journey of Babel, because everybody from all over the world attends. Like 30,000 scientists all over the world. It's the biggest geek fest outside of Comic-Con.
That's great. One you can actually get into.
Yeah, well, you can get into Comic-Con, but you can't get into AGU.
Oh, you can't get in.
You gotta have American Express Black Card if you try to show up on the last day. So tell us a little bit about yourselves and the film.
Basically, I'm just trying to slowly work up to a feature film. I've made a bunch of short films. This one is currently my one and only sci-fi, but we'll see as the future goes on.
Right.
Yeah, and I'm a graphic designer by trade, and our family helps support her in her film endeavors and supporting both financially and producing and graphic design and marketing, all the behind the scenes.
Well, I can tell you, I was kind of twisted when I saw this, because I said, my goodness, this is a real different kind of film. People have to wear glasses, have to wear these like glasses on that are hooked on their heads, and you can't take them off. So allow me to talk about this here. Let me read this. In the near future, where glasses have become more than accessories, Aaron seeks to be free of technology, unaware of the possible consequences. So, basically, it's almost like to me, it's almost like a sci-fi thriller, because people are being forced into doing something. You have to submit to doing this because this is the way life is. And a lot of the young people, I don't want to do that. I want to be different. Why do I have to wear this? So it not to go into more than that, but it's a strong story. It's a strong story that you guys have produced. One question I have, though, we don't have a trailer from you.
It was on our page.
You do have a trailer? I don't.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. I apologize.
No worries.
The look on her face was like,
hey, things happen, you gotta roll with it, right?
let's hopefully the computer doesn't just shut down. Hold on a second, okay?
I am deaf to technology sometimes. So.
Here we go. All right, now you're gonna have to give us a little more than that now. Okay, that's what you call a teaser.
Well, it's only a 10-minute film, so you can't give away too much. So
Yeah, that's teased. So tell us a little bit more about the story. Just a tiny bit, just breadcrumbs.
It's basically where it's in the near future where, as you said, glasses have basically become our source of communication versus talking and cell phones and things like that. And it's about someone who's embedded in that culture and how they see a way out, but they don't know how to get out.
Yeah. And they reminisce about the past and what they remember.
Yes. So it's something that recently has happened, and they're like, "This is uncomfortable enough for me. We need to change this."
Right, because it is. I don't really remember how I got the concept, but I just thought about the two people at the chest because that is our current state. Like that's what you see when you go out, and so I just felt like a natural progression of what we are currently at is what I saw. So
yeah, you're sitting at dinner, staring at your cell phone, chatting and texting, but not actually interacting with the people across from you.
There's a lot of that. And more the younger generation than anything else. For me, it's a little disenchanting because I have a small child, and the last thing I want is my child to be impacted negatively. And when you see what happens to some people who let their kids play with these hidden phones. What was that?
We still hear you. Yeah, we can still hear you.
Okay, there's just hold on a second, guys. Just getting a lot of echoes. Okay, it stopped echoing. So the thing is that it to me it was very impacting, and the last thing I want is for something to impact negatively on a kid that can't control. If you give it to them, then you give it to them. And then there are the consequences. It's a different story if they discover things on their own, right? And I remember reading this article of a guy saying how his 8-year-old daughter was extremely creative, would do all of these amazing things that they were able to build and draw and paint and produce all over the house. And the day came, they gave her a phone, and it's all that creativity stopped overnight. Stopped overnight, and she never leaves her room.
It's almost like the video games. Instead of going outside and playing like when we were younger and playing in the sandbox or being creative, like you were saying, now everything's created for you, and those worlds are existent, and you're not actually making those worlds yourself.
Well, for me, it's, I don't know. I have my own, personal opinions that I'm not going to get into all of this. But this season, the social commentary that is produced by everyone's, so many different films. We have 120 films this year.
It's amazing.
So it's a whole lot of social commentary coming at us. About half the films, sci-fi with social commentary. It fits the theme of the festival very well. What's happening? Positivity, love, reflection, progress, healing. Don't get me wrong, we got our share of violence out here with these films, but the overwhelming theme is very, very positive spin. So
theme is great.
Yeah, we're happy with it. Every season is different. Every season has its own unique identity. So it's very interesting. So let me ask you this: what's next? What's next for you guys?
We're working on a couple different ideas. We haven't settled really on one, but we do want to make it a feature film, as we just started a company. We just haven't decided. We're kind of leaning towards Hallmark parody, but I know a lot of people want a sequel or something to this movie, so I don't know. That could be on the docket.
Okay.
So.
Well, I didn't mention it to a lot of the other folks already, but I'll say it now. And pay attention to some of the lectures we have this time around. We have a lecture on crowdfunding. Okay, that's Alec Peters from Axonar. If you know Axonar, if you're a Star Trek fan, that's the most successful Star Trek fan film. They raised, I don't know, $2 million. He's coming to give a talk about what the ups and downs of what his success was. And we also have Jamie Lee Smith, who's on our film market side. She's going to be talking about what you can do with that. So those are 2 lectures that I highly recommend. There will be some other lectures on filmmaking. We will have Alvaro Garcia Martinez, I think his last name. But he is going to be teaching people how to use the Unreal Engine in directing with the Unreal Engine. It's a game engine that they can build virtual worlds with. Okay. So have you seen The Mandalorian?
I've seen pieces. Yeah. I don't have Disney Plus, so it's kind of hard.
Okay, the Baby Yoda thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Just about the whole thing was shot using these LCDs. So they surround the set with LCDs, and you can turn it and make it any way you want it to look.
I've seen behind the scenes pictures, so yeah, it's impressive.
Yeah, get the free subscription and binge it for a few days.
Okay.
It's just an amazing piece of work, and that'll give you a start at the very least of what your potentials right out of the box will be.
Yeah, sounds good. Appreciate it.
Okay.
That's good.
All right. So that's
it. So much for having us on. Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's it for now, and it is what 10:40. So I think people will
your commitment and passion.
Yeah, I think people will probably still show up at the last minute. We're supposed to go till I think 10:30, I think.
Right.
Yeah. So that's where we are right now.
Well, we look forward to seeing the films and interacting with others.
Yes, it'll be a lot of fun. So be on the wire, and you'll hear more news coming down the pipe pertaining with those lectures, because those will all go on the schedule tomorrow, and we'll have everything emailed out to you guys a couple days before everything starts.
Where are you at?
All right.
Pleasure meeting you.
Absolutely. Likewise. Talk again.
Appreciate your shirt.
Oh, thank you. Sciences. All right. Bye-bye now.
Have a great night.
Good night.
The release of Boris Continuum Complete 2021 includes the most significant particle illusion update in years, with huge new features that benefit both motion graphics and VFX artists. So let's start with probably the biggest new feature, which is 3D. Particle illusion has always been a 2D particle system, but that's all changed now with new 3D tools giving you brand new creative options. Particles are converted to 3D with a single button click, which adds new built-in camera models to easily control the look of your simulation. And if you use After Effects and the Continuum plugin version of particle illusion, you can also use the comp camera to integrate particle illusion into your 3D scenes. And 3D can also be used to increase the usability of the presets in the growing particle illusion preset library. Turbulence is another great new feature in Particle Illusion 2021, enabling far more natural and organic movement of your particles. In this example, adding turbulence completely changes the look and feel of this simple area emitter. All particles have their own independent turbulence settings, which allows you to give each particle just the right amount of turbulence. In this example, I can fine-tune the smaller particles, giving them more natural movement without affecting the rest of the particles in the emitter. Super emitters also benefit from the new turbulence options, with free emitters having their own turbulence, which can be adjusted independently of particle turbulence for even greater levels of control. Turbulence can be added to existing presets to give them a more natural organic flow, and used to set up these kind of swarming style effects quickly and easily. The new Lines feature in Particle Illusion 2021 enables you to easily connect particles using lines in various ways, and is perfect for stunning motion graphics looks. New Connect options enable you to connect particles to the emitter, to their birth position, and also to each other. You can use lines to build whole new looks or completely change the way an existing preset looks. Deflectors have also been updated in Particle Illusion 2021, allowing you to create more realistic random bounce. In previous versions, particles would bounce off deflectors in a single stream, and it wasn't very realistic. But in Particle Illusion 2021, they bounce far more randomly, and can even be set to break on impact. And along with all of these massive new features, there are a host of smaller user interface updates and enhancements, which make it easier than ever to work inside Particle Illusion. And just a reminder, all of these new features have been added to the standalone version of Particle Illusion, which still remains absolutely free. So thanks for watching. For more information and to download the free standalone version of Particle Illusion and a free trial version of Boris Continuum Complete 2021, be sure to visit borisfx.com.
Qu'est-ce que c'est? Ça? Ça, c'est un cadeau de ma femme.
Oh, je vois. Un souvenir. Ils vous laisseront pas garder ça. Hein? C'est la première fois? Moi, c'est la 3e fois. J'ai pas eu beaucoup de chance jusqu'ici. 2 femmes, un homme, tous avec un boulot en moins. Un comble, quand même. Non?
C'est quoi cet endroit?
Elgato's Stream Deck is an incredibly intuitive, efficient, and fun addition to any broadcaster's arsenal, and used in conjunction with NewBlue's Titler Live, the Stream Deck takes title control off of your screen and puts it at your literal fingertips. This video will show you how to use Titler Live with the Stream Deck, which combines real-time previews of each title and gives you the tactile feedback of pressing a real, physical button. The basic steps of creating, assigning, and playing a title with the Stream Deck that we'll discuss today create an engaging sense of presence and connection with your broadcast that can't be achieved with software alone. If you're already familiar with the basics of your Stream Deck, then this video is for you. If not, you may want to familiarize yourself with it by watching the tutorial on Elgato's website. First, from inside your Stream Deck software, you'll need to download the Titler Live plugin. This can be done easily by clicking More Actions, navigating to Titler Live, and clicking Install. When the install completes, you'll be prompted with a dialog box asking you if you'd like to install the pre-configured profile that comes with the Titler Live plugin for Stream Deck. Click Install and then close the plugins list and you'll see a new canvas filled with Titler Live buttons. Alternatively, you could start a new profile, scroll down to the Titler Live menu in the action list, and drag the Play Title action onto a button in the canvas. With our buttons set up to receive an input, it's time to run Titler Live and create a title. We'll create a simple lower third by finding a suitable design in the library and dragging it onto the playlist. It's also a good idea to change its name for easy identification by double-clicking in the name field. Now, return to the Stream Deck interface. Click the Titler Live button in the canvas, and under Select Title, select your newly created title. When you do, a preview of your title will be displayed on your Stream Deck and can be pressed to play the title in and out. The colored arrow indicates the status of each title. Green means ready, yellow means animating, and red means live. Stream Deck's Property Inspector even lets you make changes to predetermined variables in your titles, such as text and color. Repeat this process as necessary to assign all of your titles to new buttons. Once all of your titles are assigned to the Stream Deck, you're free to minimize each program, allowing you to focus on what matters most, the broadcast. The features shown in this video barely scratch the surface of Titler Live or Stream Deck's full potential. Create entire profiles complete with individual folders to handle a variety of projects and scenarios. Preview webcam or NDI feeds directly on your device. Integrate live data into your graphics for a level of polish and professionalism not seen in even the highest level broadcasts. Together, Titler Live and Stream Deck create an unstoppable workhorse of broadcasting efficiency that streamline your workflow so effectively you'll wonder how you ever lived without it. Learn more about Titler Live and the entire library of broadcast and post-production solutions at newbluefx.com today.
To go out there.
Yeah, I thought with your leg and the storms finally dying down, it could...
There's another storm coming, and we need to wait until the atmosphere's stable.
So another year?
By next birthday.
Mom!
It's not safe!
Yeah, I know! I've taken precautions for everything! Mom, I know I'm ready.
So did you.
So what am I supposed to do? Just stay here forever?
你现在需要的是一个强而有力的机械手背。
所以你打算要切了我的手？